welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know it has been a while since I posted a video, and I want you guys to comment down below how disappointed you are in the owner of this YouTube channel for spending so long offline. Thank you so much for doing that. Welcome back to YouTube channel. If this is your first time, please subscribe, like, comment, share. Volker, do you have anything to say on my YouTube channel?
Nothing. Hi guys, welcome back. Tobi is also a YouTuber, if you don't know. Anyways, welcome back to my channel, and here with me today is Tobi, my friend. She's joining me today. Don't mind how this is not Tobi real life.
No, I can't be doing too much for the YouTube people. Actually, no.
You can, no.
I'm actually always. I'll be myself.
Don't mind Tobi, but I'll put her what's it called, social media handle, so you can go and see that this one that she's doing here.
Don't include the YouTube though. I'll fight it.
I'll put the YouTube too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but Happy New Year, guys. I haven't said Happy New Year this year.
Happy New Year. On YouTube.
On YouTube.
Girl, did you even say a Merry Christmas?
Wow, that's true. Merry Christmas. Girl, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, guys. I'm so sorry. Just take it like that. You know the vibes here. Like, we run on vibes.
People should threaten her. Tell her that if she does not post at least 2 videos this month, you guys are going to unsubscribe.
Okay, 2 videos this month. I can do that.
And then a video a week next month.
I'll just say 2 videos this month, and then I'll just ghost again. But we'll try.
There's no focus.
We'll try. So today, without further ado, that they say on YouTube, we are going to be talking about adult friendships. So adulting and then friendship, and you get adult friendships. I'm just going to talk about that, you know, really navigating the adult friendship and just how difficult it can be. Just talking about that today. Tobi is going to be doing more of that. Tobi is our expert today.
Hey! Get as much as I can. Doesn't make me an expert friend. In fact, my friends who watch this probably have some stuff to say. But if he thinks, man. But yeah, let's.
But she's very smart, though. Don't mind her.
Yeah.
This is what she's doing. Tobi.
Let's get the ball rolling.
Let's just watch now. You guys will see that I wasn't joking. But here we're just going to talk about, you know, what the difference between childhood friendship and adult friendship is. So, you know, just from your own point of view, growing up and like where you are today, what do you think is the difference between childhood friendships and adult friendships? Like, just the surface.
Sweet.
Can you see what I'm saying? She says
no.
Can't be.
Because the difference is that when you're in primary school, you're with somebody because they used to bring sweet to school every day. But now that you're an adult, you actually have to have solid reasons for being friends with people. But like, apart from that, I think it's a lot to decipher, right? Or to speak about. I think childhood friendships are different in that, like, we are kind of like, I don't want to say cajoled into friendships, because like you go to the same school with somebody, or like you know, you just have, and it's based on very shallow things. I mean, from my own perspective, like, someone used to drink yogurt, me, I was drinking yogurt, and we became friends. In fact, I saw every day on Sunday, and we became best friends. Do you understand? Funny enough, that's how. No, but there was more to it, right?
Yeah. Okay,
and I think that in adult friendships, there's more to it than being around a person consistently. I think that if you intentionally choosing to be a friend to someone is beyond the shallow things. At least it is for me, right? Because friendship can be very tasking. I'm not sure if I'm saying that word properly.
Yeah,
tasking.
Yeah, you're saying we're not taxing.
Yeah, okay. It can be very tasking.
Yeah.
And you know, you have to intentionally choose people, or like even with the people who you never really got a chance to choose, like there's a level of intentionality that is required for adult friendships that isn't the same for, you know, childhood friendships. And like the backing of you guys being friends, like you having sweet cannot sustain us, you know, or you always have, do you understand? I mean, then again, there are friendships where people just are receiving something, and but like me receiving something from you, or like the shallow things can't sustain our friendship, you know, like I can't, do you understand? So there's kind of more effort that has to go into it, and you know, more work. It requires more work, especially because you're also navigating, like you're in primary school. How many things are you doing, right? You're adults now, and you're navigating friendship, and like you're low-key going through all the motions while, you know, still trying to be present and intentional with other people. Like, you're in school, you're taking multiple classes, you might be dealing with, you know, relationships with, you know, the other gender, or yeah, like you might be dealing with multiple things, right? Or trying to find, you know, what you're actually called to do, you know, all those other things. And then you're also navigating being present for somebody else as well. So like, I feel like that intentionality is the distinction between it, because like adulting in itself is like a lot, and now you're navigating, you know, being present for other people and actually not just thinking about yourself, but you know, other people as well through all of that. Yeah.
Thank you. See what I said,
guys? Calm down.
Knowledge. She just gave us. But oh my God, no, that, you know, that really makes sense. I think, you know, just from everything you were saying, like, I think the difference I would say would be like the responsibilities. You are learning how to even be an adult, and you're adding that, you know, just like she said. So I think that's the big difference. And one thing again, like, people would always want to be myopic about that, thinking that there's no difference. So that's why I feel like some adult friendships, like, you know, don't necessarily last, because it's like, well, I mean, since we've been friends since childhood, it's the same thing. It's not the same. So I think that's where, like, there comes the problem, where it's like, well, we always did this before, but now we're not doing this. But you need to understand that we're evolving, like, you know, we're being adults, like Tobi said, we're changing, responsibilities are there. And yeah, I think we've been able to just, you know, talk about like the difference, because people would always want to think that it's the same thing. It's not the same thing. It's just responsibilities will come. So, you know, why do you think, I mean, I feel like we've touched on it, but like, why do you think adult friendships are hard, like nowadays, like in our, let's even put in our generation, in this context, you know, of social media, of, you know, not really being like, of distance, you know, thinking of those types of like factors. So why do you think they are hard, like today? Like, I mean.
Okay. I want to say something. I want to say that, like, I feel like we're not going to fully be able to talk about this, you know, extensively, because we don't want the video to be super long. Even though this video might be long, we don't want it to be super long, right? Yeah. But one thing I would say is that a reason that this is just like a prefix to like what I actually want to say. Yeah. A reason why I think some friendships don't last is that people don't, like, I can see you, especially in the age of social media, there's a way that you can perceive somebody and choose to pursue them and friendship with them without, you know, considering what that would entail, right? It's like, oh, Fuluke is a fine girl, I'm a fine girl, so that we can go to brunch and take pictures. I really want to be friends with her because, oh my gosh, that red lipstick is giving. Do you understand? You see certain things in someone and you're like, oh, I really like this. And like, I feel like people aren't ready for the battle that is everybody's flaws, everything that people are, you know, are fighting. Like, there are things about me that you will see me outside and be like, oh my gosh, she's so jovial, she's so this, she's so that, she's so that. But like, there are things I struggle with that my friends have to put up with and kind of advise me through, talk to me through, kind of, you know, compromise on, or just, you know, there are certain things that there's a lot of work that needs to go into, and I think that sometimes friendships don't last. I don't even know if they should be called friendships, because like, there's no genuine interest. You just want the good things that you're saying about the person, right? I think that is a reason why some friendships don't last. It's like other things, like having to navigate like people going through debts, or people going through loss, or people going through not having a job, or people going through breakups, or people going through certain things. Those things are issues that you have to, you know, be present for and work through in friendship. And I wanted to say that when I first talked about it, because the thing is that we're talking about adult friendships, and the thing is, we're going through adulthood, and the person that we're trying to be friends with is going through adulthood, and it's like, you have to consider the fact that I'm struggling, or this place is ghetto, but like, this other person is struggling too, you know what I'm saying? So we're both struggling, and we're both trying to merge all of that and trying to be present for people. And I think a lot of times, I think another thing that, you know, that hinders the growth or the continuation of friendships is that there's a lack of communication. I think this is where I struggle a lot, right? Different, but not like that. Yeah. Like different friends have different levels of like communication, like their requirements for communication, right? Yes. I'm the type of person that like, I have seasons where like I want to talk to people all the time, and then there's moments where like like, don't call me, like, don't talk to me, like, don't talk to me. Like, I really am not in the mood to, like, you know, converse. And it's not because I'm feeling bad or anything. I just don't have anything to say, and I feel like communication can be very, like, tasking. I'm not saying the word right again.
Yeah.
But yeah, communication can be very tasking, right? And if I don't understand the level of communication that you desire in friendship, then I might not be satisfying you in that aspect. And a lot of times that's what, you know, makes people, you know, not friends anymore, because it's like I want this person to be present through, like, you might be going through something, you're like, oh my gosh, Tobi hasn't called me in a month. But in my head, we are a chill, like, we're chill friends, like, it's a relaxed type of friendship that we have, and we don't always have to talk all the time. And I would think that, oh, maybe, you know, if you have an issue, and that's another thing to communication, is that you're not telling people, like, okay, this is what I want, you know, this is how I'm feeling, this is how this is affecting me, or, you understand, there's no communication in that aspect. And I think I struggle with that because, like, sometimes I don't know what people desire from me in friendship. Like, do you want to talk to me every year? Do you want to talk to me every month, right? And sometimes I feel like I can't meet up to that standard. Like, I can't, there's certain people that I can't talk to you every single day, not because of anything, but like, it's like, it's just right. It's just that, it's just a lot. And the thing is that, like, if I spoke to everyone every single day, I would not have time. Right? And that's another thing that we have to consider in friendship, is that, like, people are busy. The fact that you're navigating life and you have a desire, that person else, that the other person is also navigating life. I think that even in the midst of not being able to talk all the time, being able to know where you're at and where I'm at concerning our friendship is very essential. Exactly. So aside from, like, oh, do we FaceTime every day? It's like, okay, how does Folike feel? Or, you know, how does, like, did we fight last week? How does Folike feel about the fight? You know, always being on a clear ground is essential. And I think that sometimes when you don't have that clarity of, like, oh, how does this person feel about certain conflicts, and, like, not being able to communicate, like, oh, this is how I feel about how you spoke to me last week or how you spoke to me today, like, is a barrier in friendship. And I just think that another thing that can make adult friendships hard is that, like, people are growing, right? And a lot of times adult friendships kind of navigate from childhood friendships, right? And the thing I've seen is that, like, because I'm changing and you're changing, and who we are might not necessarily merge. Like, it might not make sense. Like, it doesn't mean that I'll cut you off, right? But, like, we were speaking a lot maybe when we were in college, but now it's like, like, especially, like, if you are in a season where, okay, I'm a believer, you're a non-believer, we have different lifestyles, there's certain things I don't, you know, agree with, or, like, I'm not saying don't talk to the person, but, like, you can't communicate as much, you know,
just, you know, from listening to you, and, you know,
it's giving interview, but
it's interview, guys. I wrote everything down. Tom was like, oh my god, are we really going to do this?
I really had a whole note. I'm like, girl, you even give me, but it is what it is.
I mean, but she came ready now.
I did not come ready.
You did, like, you summed it all up, because, you know, you were saying, talking about not making it too long, and she really summed it up and, like, made, like, great points.
20 minutes.
Actually, no, like, I mean, probably less than, like, 20 minutes. I'm going to, like, you know, cut some parts, but yeah. But so, last question for our what's it called? What will it call? Guest today and friend today. So, you know, what are some ways, just thinking right off the, you know, right out of the box, or, you know, what are some ways that adult friendships can be kept? So what are some ways you can sustain this friendship? Like, let's say now that we're in an adult friendship, like, what are some ways we can keep the friendship going for decades? Hopefully, amen, you know.
Amen.
So
this is hard, man. There's so many things that you can think of theoretically, like, but, like, in practice,
so what are the practical ways?
So I think I can say theoretical things. Some theoretical things that you can do to sustain friendships is communicate. First off, communicating how you feel, communicating what you need. I think another thing that is essential to do as friends is to make sure that you're not consistently being taught something, right? Because I always say this, that there's a difference between teaching somebody something and then having to remind them. There's, like if you don't know certain things about me, or if you don't know what my desire is concerning something, right? It's essential for me to communicate with you and let you know that, okay, Folike, I want you to do this. Like, this is how our friendship can flourish. But if I tell you every single time that this is what I want, and I feel like I consistently have to repeat myself, it's very frustrating. So making sure that you're not consistently being taught it's okay if you didn't know before, right? Because they say where there is no law, there is no sin. If it hasn't been stated out, there's no wrongdoing. But if it's consistently being stated out and you ignore the thing and then you act like, and then every single time it's like you're surprised that I'm like, but I told you I wanted to communicate at least once a month and let me know how you're doing and all of that. I said communication. You know, and also making sure that like you're making time out to check on the person, like, are you okay? Like, cause like, and the thing is that like as human beings, like we call so many people our friends, like it can be so hectic to actually say like, oh, all these people, I'm gonna check on them, right? But like if it's like, just once a week, or like just send a text like, oh, how are you doing? Like when the person comes to your mind, don't just think about them. Send them a message. Don't just think about them, call them. Do you understand? Another thing that we can do is to have empathy, understand that like somebody is going through something, and extend love and your hand of help in moments where you can, right? Understanding that like everybody's navigating a different season of their life, and you might be in a season where you're able to help somebody. And I'm a big fan of doing things instinctively, because I want people to be able to say that, oh, Tobi did this for me, and I will not even remember that I did it. Do you understand? Like, for goodness to flow out of me very naturally, right? I think that's an essential thing for friendships, to just be kind to people. Understand that people are going through, even if they don't tell you, like everybody's going through their own thing. I can't think of anything else that, you know. I think for Christian fellowships, for Christian friendships, I think fellowship. It just makes a friendship very enjoyable. And it gives purpose to the friendship as well. Exactly. And then you're doing ministry together, like, isn't that amazing? But I think that's what I have so far. Do you have anything that you want to add?
I think you said communication, you know, love, just kindness and all. I also think I think it's kind of the same with communication, and the extension of love would be just be intentional. Just be very intentional, you know. Like, intentions can be very, just like Tobi said, an example of a way to be intentional. I think about this, you know, my friend, I'm calling that there and there, like, just be intentional in the little ways, you know, you can. And then always, like, you know, try to be there, like, just be there, try to be present. Like, it doesn't have to be every time, but just try to be present. That's what I'll just like add, I guess, you know, to that.
Thank you guys for joining our YouTube channel today as we talked about adult friendships, right? If you want us to talk about anything else, please say so in the comments below. If you want us to talk about navigating Christian adult friendships, let us know. If you want us to talk about anything else, you want to play a game, blah blah blah, let us know. Thank you for watching our video, and please subscribe to our channel. Like, comment, share to those people on WhatsApp. You know, that you send if you don't send it to 7 people, your dog will die. Don't do that one, don't do. But you can add a little thread in there so that they'll watch the video and like it. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on YouTube. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Tobi, for sharing your knowledge with us, guys. This was really good. I want my own. Anyways, thank you for watching, and you know, you can also put like more ways, you know, whatever you think in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. How YouTubers used to do.